continues today. And we are grateful to be able to live, meet, and work with people across all these territories. We invite you to consider and offer gratitude for the land on which you currently reside. It's now 8:03 PST, which should be 11:03 EST, and I call this meeting to order. Welcome to the 47th Annual General Meeting of the Adric Institute of Canada. My name is Elton Simões, and I am pleased to be president of Adric. I declare that the Assembly is duly constituted and that the quorum has been reached by members present in Zoom meeting, by proxy, and on location in Toronto. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Someone raise their hand or speak out?
I have many.
Mary after, thank you.
That's great. Then, motion approved. The agenda is approved. Could I have a motion to approve the circulated minutes of the 46th and
Raise hand, please.
I
someone.
see Barry
Oh.
Marshall.
Thank you.
motion carried. Thank you. I would like to deliver my president's report, then we'll move on to the rest of the AGM businesses. By now, it has been another unusual year, and I think that's an understatement. We had hoped to hold our AGM at our in-person conference, but chose to keep our members and staff safe. So here we are, online again. We look forward to being able to meet in person again, hopefully at our October AGM and conference on October 2021. In 2022 in the national regional capital. And there's a lot.
Elton, you've gone silent again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay. I will go up from the top again. It has been another unusual year, and we had hoped to hold our AGM at our in-person conference, but chose to keep our members and staff safe. So here we are, online again. We look forward to being able to meet in person again, hopefully at our October AGM.
Oh no, Elton, we've lost your audio.
Can I suggest that Elton also try the dial-in aspect, and then we'd be able to perhaps hear him there?
Okay, I just switched the mic. Let me just give it a new try. If not, I will switch dial-in so that we don't need to waste time.
Great. You were just starting to mention the AGM, Elton.
Yeah. Yeah, then we look forward to being able to meet in person again, hopefully at our October AGM and conference scheduled to October 2021, in the year 2022.
Nous serons heureux de pouvoir nous rencontrer en présentiel.
And like the last year, we adapted this year's conference as a series of webinars. I hope everyone has taken the opportunity to attend some of these fine webinars, and if not, look for recordings on the adric.ca website, and a few webinars are still to come and are open for registrations. Please register to them. They are fantastic and interesting. The Adric Board of Directors is made up of a representation from each of our 7 affiliates, having been elected by the number of members of that affiliate. They are often also directors on the affiliate board to which they belong. The board has 7 corporate members, representatives elected by their peers who represent users of ADR services. Together, these 14 directors then exercise the option of appointing up 4 directors to complement their skills and achieve the requisite gender, geography, diversity, etc. I am one of the 4 appointed directors currently by the board.
Next slide, Demi, please.
Let me introduce you to my colleagues from across Canada who have served with me
Next.
on the board over the past year. I asked these directors to enable their cameras when they call their names. Sarah Ostrom from Edmonton represents Alberta government. Sarah is our corporate secretary and chairs Federation Ethics and Professional Practice Committee. Sarah, are you there?
Maybe put up your hand, Sarah.
Hello.
This is Sarah.
Look, maybe can you see me now?
Naeem
Yes.
from Montreal represents Golden WLG. Naeem? Are you there?
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure.
Paul Bradley represents Deloitte and sits on the Finance Committee. He lives in Halifax.
He's not able to be here today.
Andy Butt is past president and appointed director. He chairs the Governance Committee. He lives in St. John's, Newfoundland. Andy? My good friend Danielle Fouché from Montreal is an Adric VP and represents CIMAC. He chairs the AGR committee. Daniel?
Good morning, everyone. Bonjour à tous.
Adam Fox was elected by the membership of the ADR Institute of Ontario. Adam lives in Toronto and serves on the Governance Committee, the Designations Committee, and chairs the Mediation Designation Subcommittee. In short, Adam is a very, very busy folk with us. Adam?
Good morning, everyone.
Bryn Hamilton is new to the board. New to the board is Bryn Hamilton, who lives in Vancouver. She is the president of ADRBC, and it's read on the ADRIC board. She sits on the AGR committee and chairs the Diversity and Inclusion Committee, which is a committee that I have a personal and emotional attachment to. Bryn?
Morning, everyone.
Matthew James is also new to the board. He lives on the west side of Newfoundland and represents ADR Atlantic. He sits on the Ethics and Professional Practice Committee. Matthew?
Good afternoon, everyone from Western Newfoundland.
Super. Isabel Killer represents Cox and Palmer and sits on the AGR committee. She lives in Charlottetown, PEI. Isabel?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
All right. Matty Lemons represents Gordon Ladner Gilbert in Calgary. Matty is the chair of our roster selection committee. Matty?
Good morning.
Thank you. My good friend Barry Marshall represents the ADR Institute of Alberta and chairs the Construction Adjudication Working Group. He lives in Calgary. Barry?
Great to be here, everyone.
Stacy O'Day was appointed to the board and leads corporate membership development. She lives in St. John's, Newfoundland. Stacy? I don't think Stacy is present. Josie Perry Josie Paris, our treasurer, is appointed director from BDO in Toronto and chairs the finance committee. Josie? Michael Schaeffler from Toronto represents Denton's Canada and is vice president-elect on the ADRBC board and the Adric board. Mike is our MOU champion and is always ready to step up whatever and whenever is needed. Mike?
Merci, Elton. Bonjour tout le monde. Hello, everybody. And it's time for me to change that dreadful picture.
You look like you're 15 there. You look nice. Jasmine Schultz of Winnipeg represented the ADR Institute of Manitoba and leads the Under 40 initiative. Jasmine?
She's not able to be here today.
Okay. Wendy Scott represented ADR Atlantic and stepped away from the board in July. Wendy?
Hi, everyone. Good to see you, talk to you.
Good to see you too, Wendy. It's been a while. Scott Simmons, past president of Adric, represents the ADR Institute of Saskatchewan and is its president. He is Adric's representative to the National Action Committee on Access to Justice. Scott lives in Regina. Scott?
Hello, everyone.
Can we see you?
I'm having camera difficulties.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're popular enough. Everyone knows. Lauren Tomasic from Toronto represents Oslo and sits on the ADR committee. Lauren? Going tree, Lauren? She seems not to be here. I'm sure you join me in thanking these exceptional directors for their commitment to Adric this past year and the tremendous time and effort invested in the organization. And on my side, I'm eternally grateful for all the reception, support, and help that this group of people always gave me during all my tenure, not only at the board as president, but also as an at-large director. Adric also benefits from the assistance of and expertise of many volunteers involved in our community. Our volunteers are a driving force to our shared success. They help us in our mission and assist in reaching our strategic goals that benefit all members and the ADR advocacy. I would like to highlight some of our dedicated volunteers and update you on some ADR committees. Genevieve Jornanki, editor-chief in the Canadian Arbitration and Mediation Journal, leads a dedicated editorial board and develops 2 fine issues per year. Brian Duguid has led ADR Perspectives editorial board for a number of years, with Paul Godin, who became co-chair last year. They produced 4 excellent editions per year. If you've written an article or have one that could be updated for either of these publications, you can find the guidelines for the authors on our website. Please send us those articles. The ODR Task Force has become a standing committee to continue their excellent work, allowing Adric to be recognized as the leader in the field. If you have not yet read their blog or accessed their resources, please have a look at our website under News and Publications. Previously led by Rick Weiser, Colm Branham, and Andrew Eckhart, the committee is now led by Frank Foley. Our new baby, the Construction Adjudication Working Group, is very well led by Barry Marshall. Also in the working group is Rob Beckles, who has developed webinars, content, and context for this important initiative. The long-standing insurance committee reviews our plan annually to get the best coverage and pricing. They do an excellent job. Send any suggestions or comments to the executive director so we can incorporate into the next year's program review. The new Diversity and Inclusion Committee is led by Green Hamilton. It is just getting itself set up to do what we expect it will be a great work. Great things can be expected from this committee. We also work with federation committees. Federation committees are populated by members nominated as affiliate liaisons to address topics that affect all members and ADR federation. These include the Mediation Course Committee, led by George Stratemeyer, has been working steadily to update the course, which is now in design and should be ready soon. The Arbitration Course Committee is being updated by renowned arbitrator J. Brian Casey with the assistance of the Oversight Committee and will be ready early next year. The Ethics and Professional Practice Committee is led by Director Sarah Ashton. They are currently working with affiliates on a renewed complaints and discipline policy. Karen Stewart leads Designation Committee, which has been working very hard on improvement on our designation criteria and processes. We welcome your interest in the committee work. Contact your affiliate to learn more. Many thanks to all of volunteers. Nothing in this organization would be possible without you. Adric recently participated in the planning and presentations of the 2021 NR Week. Michael Scheffler joined in the organizing committee, and we presented a full afternoon of sessions with the assistance of numerous high-profile speakers. You can find the recording at canarweek.org. Our new series of webinars, Adric 21, Culture, Conflict, and Confluence, is well underway, and we are excited to see so many registrations from our members and friends. The first few sessions were recorded and are available on our website. The next session is on Wednesday, October 27th, day of my birthday, between 12 and 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Increasing policy, and it is about increasing policy legitimacy and effectiveness in a diverse world. We would like to congratulate all of our designation members. And I will leave that for a while so that we can all absorb the numbers. As you probably know, the federal government considers professional designations of chartered mediator and chartered arbitrator to be standards of excellence and often requires them when hiring ADR specialists. We now have 244 chartered mediators, 92 chartered arbitrators, plus 55 members who hold both professional titles and 8 who also have the NIDAR. We have 396 qualified mediators, 205 qualified arbitrators, 43 who hold both Q designations. Overall, almost 1,100 members with at least one designation. one designation. We like to share the news of designation recipients on social media, particularly Twitter. On our network is growing. Be sure to connect to our website, with our pages and groups. Before I finish, I would like to acknowledge the outstanding work of our executive director, Janet McKay. Janet leads a fantastic team, including Brenda Lesbrance, Shazad Khalik, Irani Shikran, Vanessa Kazango, and nearer to the team for the Vara, and Aram, near to Jim for the Vara, and Aram Bados. We could not achieve as much as we do without them, and in that, special thanks to Janet's team, who are often not recognized enough because they're working behind the scenes, but nothing, absolutely nothing would have been done or possible without them. As you have by now heard, Janet is leaving Adric at the end of this month, but she has provided much information and insight into her work so that we will be able to continue to advance with a new ED and in between not disrupt any services or projects. We now turn to the financial report from our treasurer, Josie Parisi. Josie is not here, right? It's going to be Mike.
Yes, Elton, I'm happy to jump in. I believe Josie couldn't connect. My name is, as you know, Mike Schaefer. I sit on our finance committee. And to demonstrate our flexibility, instead of saying my name is Josie Parisi, as it says in the script, I'll say my name is Mike Schaefer. And I'm not the treasurer, I'm just a member of the finance committee. I do have the pleasure of presenting our audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2020, which were circulated previously by email. The statements have been audited by our independent auditors, DNTW Toronto LLP, and as in prior years, the auditors have issued an unqualified audit opinion. An unqualified audit opinion is the highest level of assurance provided by auditors, and it indicates that the financial statements are fairly stated in all material respects. Just to hit on some of the highlights, and if you took a look at this, what maybe will have jumped out at you are the key balance sheet and the key income statement numbers. On the income statement side of things, our revenues were $745,000 and change, decrease of 3% or $20,000 over 2019, which is remarkable when you consider what the organization, like so many others in Canada, had to endure. Expenses, again, unsurprisingly, were materially down, 561,000, which is 191,000 lower than 2019. Much of that attributable to the lack of in-person meetings and thus associated expenses, but there were others as well. As a result of this, our revenues exceeded expenses by almost $185,000. And so what that then leads us to in terms of the financial summary is that Adric obviously has a very strong balance sheet with a low level of debt compared to its asset base. We have a balance sheet of approximately $740,000, and most of that, I would note, is cash. Almost $575,000 of that $740,000. Our liabilities are down year over year, approximately $40,000 down to $253,000, and these relate largely to the tune of about $160,000 to deferred revenues. So we have a strong balance sheet, and the financials demonstrate that Adric is able to pay its debts as they come due. You will also see that there's a COVID-19 statement at the beginning of the audited financial statements, which is common these days. And it indicates that in management's opinion, the organization has sufficient liquidity to carry through the 2021 year. And sitting on the finance committee, I can assure you that that is the case. And we've been obviously carefully monitoring the financial situation since day one of this pandemic situation. So let me stop by asking whether anybody has any questions, and following questions and answers, hopefully, I'll ask for a motion to have the 2020 financials accepted. So any questions, please? Hearing none, I would call upon a motion to accept the 2020 audited financial statements.
I see Danielle Fauché.
Danielle Fauché moves. May I have a seconder, please?
Jim Musgrave. Scott Seaman.
Jim Musgraves. Sorry, was it Jim or Scott?
I saw Jim first.
Both excellent individuals. We need to give the nod to the blue noser. Jim seconds. Any opposed? Seeing none, I declare that the motion has been passed and the 2020 financial statements have been accepted. Thank you for that. The final business is the appointment of our auditors, DTNW Toronto LLP, as our auditors for 2021. Again, may I ask for a motion in that regard?
I move.
Danielle, merci. Seconder? I see Scott Siemens. Scott, thank you very much. Any opposed to the appointment of DTNW Toronto LLP as our auditors for the 2021 fiscal year? Seeing no opposition, I declare that motion passed as well. Thank you very much. That concludes the treasurer's or Mike Schaefer's report in her stead. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. And I briefly put my camera on so that I think this discussion on financials wouldn't be complete if we didn't put our virtual hands together here to thank Josie and the rest of the finance committee team for steering this organization so well during a time of unprecedented crises and high risks. Thanks a lot, Mike, and thanks Josie and team. Back to our regular businesses, the governance committee will now confirm the new directors. Past President Andy Butt will present the reports. Andy.
Good day, everybody, again. And thanks, Elton, for actually outlining how the board of directors is elected. So I won't go over that again, just go right into the report. One of the positive things about this report is that we have a lot of returning directors, which will enhance continuity and also increase our corporate memory. So I'm right now announcing the 7 regional affiliate directors for 21-22. And as I announce your name, if you would simply activate your camera and stay on the line until we've introduced all of the directors, including corporate ones. So from west to east, I'd like to reintroduce you to Bryn Hamilton. And from Alberta, Barry Marshall. From Saskatchewan, Scott Siemens.
Again, folks, I'm sorry, I'm having camera difficulties.
Thank you, Scott. From Manitoba, newly elected by the members of Manitoba is Barry Effler, but no stranger to Adric.
Hello.
From Ontario, Adam Fox. And I'll try this one. From Institut de Médiation et d'Arbitrage du Québec, Daniel Fauché.
Rebonjour tout le monde. Hello again.
From ADR Atlantic, Matthew James.
Thank you for finishing in the East, Andy. Nice to see everyone.
You're really close to me, so that's
Yes, yes, in many ways.
So all of these people have been elected by members as directors to the board, so there's no ratification needed. And now, if you all would keep your cameras open, I'll introduce the corporate directors, and we have a change there as well. So the corporate directors actually get elected by the sustaining corporate members, and there are 7. So starting with Sarah Alstrom, and she's out of Edmonton. Paul Bradley, representing Deloitte out of Halifax. Isabel Keeler, representing Cox and Palmer out of Charlottetown. Matty Lemons, representing Borden Ladner Gervais out of Vancouver. Mike Schaeffler, representing Denton's out of Toronto. And a new corporate representative, Karen Stewart, representing Fairway Divorce Services in Calgary. And Lauren Tomasic, representing Osler out of Toronto. And again, these people have been elected by their own organization to be directors in accordance with their constitution. And that list of 14 people represents the boards of people who are already elected. The remaining vacancies, the board will be meeting after the AGM to consider nominations for up to 4 members at large. And there's not a lot of change in that either. So we'll continue to have an experienced board. The full board will be listed on the Adric website next week, and notice will go out via social media to everybody else. So I introduce to you the 14 members of the board beginning 2021, and I congratulate every one of them for being elected, and thank you for volunteering. And that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thanks, Andy. That's wonderful. Then, to everyone, welcome to the 21-22 Adric Board of Directors. Now it's from my perspective, the status part of the meeting, because I would like to take a moment to thank the following directors who are left the board, or left or are leaving the board. And every time a colleague of mine leaves the board, I personally feel, because we work with people of the most excellent quality. First one, Naim Antaki. Naim has honored us with his brilliance and always thoughtful insights. He has especially been helpful in achieving the correct French translation of our MOU, and always been helpful to make sure that this organization is and remains a bilingual organization. Thanks, Naim.
My pleasure, Elton, and thanks to everyone on the board.
Jasmine Schultz was a VP on the board for the past year and provided excellent insight on the executive committee and board. Thank you, Jasmine. Wendy Scott. Wendy is already missing. She was thoughtful. She was a thoughtful contributor to the board for many, many years. Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you, Elton. Thanks to everybody.
Andy Butt. Andy is resigning this year as he finds himself very busy in his practice. There's a lot to be said about Andy, but Andy has been on the board since 2012 and was the president from 2018 to 2020. Andy will be sorely missed, and I'm a witness of that, for his wit, charm, and knowledge. Andy, would you please enable your camera? You're already enabled. We would like to present you with the 2021 President's Award in appreciation of your commitment to Adric.
wow, that's surprising. Thank you very much. I don't know what to say. I just know that this is the place where I want to be as an ADR practitioner, and I'm happy to continue to support. I'll just find different ways of supporting rather than serving on the board. So thank you everybody for that. That's a really surprise, and yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
From my side, it's been an honor meeting and working with you. Now, before I ask for a motion to adjourn the AGM so that we can present McGowan Awards, are there any other items to discuss? If you have something, please raise your hand by clicking on the icon on the bottom of the screen, and I'll trust Janet or someone else to tell me if that's happening.
No questions, Elton.
Since there are no questions, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Use your hand.
Oh, Conway?
You can raise your hand or use your feet. You have the motion as a seconder, Janet?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. It's now time. It's now 8:39 PST, which should be 11:39 Eastern time, and we are adjourned. Andy, who is also chair of the McGowan Awards Committee, will preside over the presentation of the awards. Thanks, everybody. Andy, your show.
Thank you very much, Elton, and this is a real pleasure on my part to recognize people who've made a contribution to ADR and the ADR Institute of Canada and affiliates over the last year. These are generally people who've worked a long time in the field and who committed their time and energy to help things along in either their region or in the national scope where they can. The McGowan's committee is a standing committee, and it's right now the committee is made up of 3 past presidents. So the coming from people who know Adric, who know the country, and I guess the 3 past presidents have a longevity within the organization. So the McGowan Awards are presented in recognition and honor of Lionel J. McGowan, the first executive director of the Arbitrators Institute of Canada, which is a predecessor of Adric. We've already shipped the awards to the recipients, so they may formally accept them today. I'd like to ask Danielle Fauché, Adric Vice President, and also elected by the members of IMAC, to present the first regional McGowan Award to Madame Dominique Lett of IMAC. So Danielle, if you would uncover your camera and mic, and you can present the award to Dominique.
Merci, Andy. So Maître Dominique Lettre of IMAC is being recognized as a regional McGowan Award winner, as a thoughtful leader and outstanding ADR practitioner. Her expertise in alternate dispute resolution for the mediation field has made her one of the most sought after mediators and teacher in the field of family and civil dispute. While leading an ongoing active professional ADR practice, Maître Lettre has always remained very involved with IMAC, especially with its IMAC network in the promotion, the networking, training, and development of ADR practitioners. She also served as a member of Vice President of IMAC Board of Directors between 2014 and 2020. Maître Lettre is a well-known leader and an active ambassador in the field of mediation and ADR, both in the province of Quebec and Canada. The ADR Institute is proud to count Dominique as one of its members and ambassador in all her engagement. Un petit mot en français, Maître Dominique Lettre, membre de l'IMAC, se voit remettre aujourd'hui le prix régional de McGowan pour son leadership et son travail acharné pour la promotion des PRD. Maître Lettre est une praticienne très active dans le domaine des PRD et nous avons eu le privilège d'avoir bénéficié de son expertise à l'IMAC. soit dans les réseaux, dans les comités, les réseaux de l'IMAC et surtout sur le conseil d'administration à titre de vice-présidente, dont j'ai eu le plaisir et la chance de côtoyer. Nous sommes fiers d'avoir Dominique comme ambassadrice et de la compter parmi nos membres de l'IAMC et de l'IMAC. Merci encore, merci. Puis encore félicitations. Et je vais inviter Dominique à nous dire quelques mots. I will invite Dominique to say a few words. So if you want to come on camera, if it's not already done.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody, for this award. I'm very honored and grateful. I'm sorry to say that my English is not good enough to make a full speech. So let me just say that I'm very glad that my work is recognized this way. Merci vraiment beaucoup à l'IMAC. Je pense que la raison pour laquelle j'ai travaillé autant, c'est parce qu'on a une équipe formidable. Merci à Pierre Grenier, qui est le président. Merci à toi, Daniel. Merci à tous les gens du board. C'est grâce à vous que j'ai trouvé la motivation de continuer. This award has been a wonderful boost of energy and will help me continue my work. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you for that introduction, Danielle, and thank you, Dominique, for your kind words. It's nice to meet you, and I think that from what I read in the nomination, you're a fantastic representative of the ADR community and totally deserving of the award. Thank you very much. So we'll move on to the presentation of the second award. And this award that goes to Wendy Scott, as you can see on the screen, who is a member of ADR Atlantic. And I will be presenting the award to Wendy, who was a longtime colleague and a friend. And I was just delighted that she was able to be nominated by the nominations committee. So Wendy, if you engage your mic and your camera.
I think I am
Wendy,
engaged.
Okay, thank you. I got a short window on all the pictures. Thank you. So Wendy is our 2021 McGowan Award Regional as a builder in both Atlantic Canada and contributing across Canada. She is a mediator in private practice and has been so for much of her career. She has been a diverse volunteer and made many contributions to ADR, which began some 25 years ago. Those contributions include senior leadership roles at the Atlantic affiliate level, including having been president for a few years. She's had a decades-long commitment to membership development, to mediation standards, to designations, and to training. She's been an active and sincere committee member on many regional and national committees aimed at advancing the goals on the ground of our national mediation community. Wendy also recently completed 5 years on the National Board of Directors, during which time she contributed to the President's Roundtable, the development of the refreshed MOU amongst the Federation partners. Wendy is a grassroots founder and a sustainer of our organization with an impact across the country. And we think that you're an excellent choice for this, Wendy, and congratulations on the award. So if you want to hold up your award and just show people what it looks like as well.
Oh, I don't have it right here. I'm sorry.
Being polished.
I will, though, before the end. I'll get it and hold it up, though.
So you can say a few words. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Andy, for your very generous remarks. And flattering. What Andy didn't share is that he and Jim Musgrave are blessed with patience, the patience of Job, working with me all these years, all my questions, the many needs for their assistance. I cannot remember either of them saying no. So I want to thank them in particular for nominating me, and I'm very proud to accept this award. 24 years is a long time to condense my comments to 1 minute speech. So I wrote some notes down and I think I'll just go through those. I have been known to talk a little too much when I voice my opinion and my thoughts and negotiate or even debate. But I'm not very, my strong suit is not speeches. I would like to quickly share why ADR Institute has been important specifically to me after 2 decades of participating at the regional and national levels of the organization. I was told I could share a few of my thoughts, and I would like to do that. My participation has kept me alert to 2 decades of participating, has kept me alert to the changes and growths in the non-traditional ADR profession that I practice. It has provided me opportunity for interaction and discussion with other ADR professionals. Sounding boards, opinions, and experiences are how we learn from each other. It was not only a learning curve, by times it was a motive. My participation was a motivation, a motivator. I have a good satisfaction from being an active participant in the camaraderie and shared frustrations and successes we all have encountered together in strengthening and growing our profession. My participation has kept me alert to the ongoing benefits and needs of my designation. Not just for my professional pride, but as an obligation to keep up my professional knowledge and growth, which I believe is important in terms of the outcomes for the parties and to the client. I would like to conclude the Federation can be a very good and beneficial experience for sole practitioners. I am a sole practitioner, as some of you are as well. So let us stay in tune with the sole practitioners' needs. Based on observations as a volunteer, I believe more concentration is required. Recruiting new members, talking to existing members about their commitment for their participation, not only for the Federation, but for themselves professionally. One of the most important roles for volunteer members of boards and committees is to promote and plan membership growth, find opportunities of sustainability that fit with our values and benefit our professional membership. A very big job. Based on my observations, I believe we need to concentrate more on recruiting new members. Talking to existing members and commitments and benefits of their participation for the Federation and for themselves. One of the most important roles, for volunteer members of boards and committees is to promote and plan membership growth. The Federation is a constant growth, or is constantly growing. We need committed volunteers, which is not only essential to get the work done, but also to the satisfaction and motivations of these volunteers and our membership. I know this is not simple. We've been doing this for a long time, many of us, and it is a big job. This has been a challenge at one time or another for all affiliates, and I see it as a particular, from my perspective, challenge for the Atlantic. In two decades, the Federation has grown beyond my expectation, and I see it as the essential part of our success in our volunteers. That's how I see our future success as well. The volunteers are essential, and we need their commitment. And commitment, I guess, is the word that I'm looking for. I enjoyed meeting and working with many extraordinary professionals that came to be my friends, and I look forward to that continuing in my future. I want to thank the administrative group for their perseverance and dedication. I would like to thank Janet for the work she has contributed to our organization and wish her the best. I want to thank all of you for this recognition. It is well received, and I am proud of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Wendy. Truly a great recipient. So we're getting near the end of our program, but I've got one more task really I want to take you through. So if you can bear with me for just a couple of minutes. To help me with this task, I'd like Mike Schaeffler to activate your camera and microphone, Michael. The awards committee has decided to recognize a person who's been a long-time advocate and tireless worker on behalf of Adric. I now ask Janet to come back on the screen for a minute. Janet Mackay, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Janet, the committee recognizes that you are a person who meets the criteria which are representative of Adric's first executive director. And we are proud to present you with the 2021 National Magallan Award.
Oh my God.
Janet has been employed with Adric for over 10 years, and she has impacted almost every part of our operation and our vision for Adric. Her efforts, work ethic, and leadership are obvious, and the successes of our core mandates: increasing services to members, increasing services to affiliates, expanding and enhancing professional designations, providing successful national conferences, improving print and online communications with members and groups, improving and setting standards on ODR processes, providing quality online learning and nurturing provincial and affiliate partnerships. There are just too many things to mention. We'd be here, I think, up to our next AGM. But as I put together this introduction, it seemed that often a straightforward thank you and a symbol of our appreciation and respect is sufficient to make our point. So Mike, if you will, could you display the award and maybe say a few words from your perspective?
I'm very happy to do this as well, Andy. Janet, first of all, congratulations and thank you. The fact that 3 presidents have validated this nomination is indicative of the respect in which you're held in the organization, from the top to down to every member, I'm sure. The proverbial glue that you injected into this organization from day one that you appeared is evident. It's resulted in who we are today, a vibrant federation with an MOU that umbrellas everything. I don't think until or unless you had the opportunity to work with Janet, as I've had the privilege over the last few years, to see the literally hundreds of tasks that Janet dealt with on an ongoing basis and incredibly efficiently, I might add, do you begin to understand the magnitude of the job and the level and degree of her dedication to our organization that then become apparent. How you managed to keep all of those balls in the air, frankly, is a bit of a mystery to me, because as you know, I will call you 20 times just to get audited financial statements onto my screen so I can pretend to be Josie Parisi. So that's perhaps the last and final act for which I need to thank you personally. So Janet, I'll get a chance to run this over to you pretty soon. But from all of us, from Andy in particular, thank you from the bottoms of our hearts.
Janet, we know that this is a surprise because we didn't advise you that this was actually happening. And if you're able to say a few words.
It is.
And if not, we would understand.
Oh, thank you very, very much. It means a great deal to me. I am really grateful to so many people who've made my work so enjoyable for the past almost 13 years. Sorry about my voice. When I think back, I would like to thank Marianne Hartnick, who had an open door and encouraged me. I think the board of 2013-14 that appointed me ED. And Jim Musgrave, who was the president at the time, had so much faith in me to appoint me ED and give me the opportunity. And then working under the board since then has been incredible. With Scott as president for 3 years and Andy for your years as a president. I see all the comments coming in too as well. I am so grateful and the members are incredible. I've really enjoyed every moment. Thank you.
We can see how much it means to you, Janet, and we thank you and wish you only the best. So, and this concludes our program, everybody. Janet, I think Mike knows a way to get that that symbol to you, and I'm sure he'll probably have something else there too. But we're happy that you're there. This concludes our program, everybody. Thank you all for joining into our AGM and the awards presentations. Thank you again to the recipients for being who you are, and for all of our committees and directors who volunteered their time to make our own association what it is and who seek to make it even better in the future. We hope to see you again at some future events, either online or, fingers crossed, next time we meet in live, which hopefully will be in 2022 in Ottawa. Everybody have a great day and take part in the conferences. Bye-bye.